Man, what a beautiful sunset. You're seeing leaves on those trees and wondering how can that be? Well, that's because this video was taken last summer on one of my road trips. But I couldn't think of any better way to start this video out than to see the sunset from last summer. It's just so beautiful. What's this video about, you wonder? It is about the last two trips to the range and the live rounds that I found. This is just my update. Okay, so this is last week's range finds. We'll go for a total weight first. 1 pound, 11 ounces. One's all the way across. Now I'm gonna separate it out so I can tell you what each caliber that I found was. Okay, so let's go through this really quick. And we are going to go with least to greatest. So I'm going to use my handy dandy little letter opener. For this one as a pointer, here we go. So 40 Smith & Wesson, 1. 10 millimeters, I found 3. 223, 556, right along this line right there. That is 12. 9 millimeter, from here, all the way up, over, and back down. That is 17. And for 22s, 96. Oh, I forgot. I have a couple of just bullets that I found that I picked up at the gun range. Not fired. Somebody pulled them out of their casings and just left them laying on the bench up there. And then I have two 22 Magnums. So that is my range finds, and that was from last week. Now I'm going to show you what I found this week. Alright, so I have a pretty much see-through plastic container on there, but as you can see I have the scale zeroed out. And let's see what we found here. Right there is the range finds live rounds for this week, for yesterday. So 2 pounds and 2 ounces, a little bit over 2 ounces, almost 3 ounces. So 2 pounds and almost 3 ounces. I'll separate those all out, and I'll be right back with you, show you what all of them are. This week was a lot cooler finds up there. I'm really surprised that people weren't picking these up with the nicer weather. These are a lot nicer finds than last week for sure. Okay, so I am going to give you a rundown of just I'm going to go from what I normally pick up to the cool finds. So towards the end, the numbers are going to be less, but they're going to be the cooler finds. So we're going to start out with 223, 556. I found 14 of those. 22 Magnums. I found 3 of those. 380s, I found 2 of those. 9mm. I found 14, including one that had been up there on the ground for quite some time. I don't think I'd be putting that in my gun and shooting it. I don't think it would do any good anyway. That one's been there for a while. Now we're going to get into some of the cooler finds. Well, and then 10mm. I found 3 of those 10mm. Again, pretty much the same as last week. This is really surprising to me. I found one 38 shell. I haven't found any 38 shells that have been loaded or live rounds. One 30-06 that obviously has problems. And I'll be taking that one apart. I don't know what happened there, but I have 2 357 rounds right there. 4 300 Win Mag rounds. I would never think that I would find 400 or 300 Win Mags up there, just laying around on the ground, never fired. And then the really cool find, and I know my brother's really gonna like this, that I found these. I do not have this caliber pistol, but he does, and that is 2 454 Casull rounds. So I'm pretty sure he'll be happy if I give those to him. And they don't even have a dimple primer or anything, you know, dimple strike or anything. They were just up there lying around. Somebody dropped them. So the 357 rounds, I do have a 357, but they don't even have a primer strike on them, and neither does the 38. Obviously the 30-06, they didn't try to strike that one. So these two have definitely been exposed to some moisture, and I can see why they did not fire. The primers are pretty, they do have a primer strike on them, but this one's really bad. I don't know if I can get it to focus or not, but I'm pretty sure that they had moisture get down into those primers, and they weren't any good. So this is just a good reminder to anybody: keep the moisture away from your bullets. Otherwise, when you expect them to work, they might not work. And if your bullets look like this, definitely don't be planning on having them work right for you. I'll tear those apart right there. But these two, on the other hand, and this was found in a totally different location. These 300 Win Mags don't have a dimple strike on them, nothing. And they're perfectly fine. They look perfectly fine to me. I think somebody just dropped them and neglected to pick them back up. And I'm thinking that, you know, some people go there with like tons of boxes and tons of stuff, and with messing around when up there and all of the firing and stuff, they get knocked off of the bench, and they don't even realize. That had to be what happened here. They didn't even realize that those got dropped. And then, it's really funny, but the 22 rounds for this week's find, exactly the same as last week's find also. 96 22 rounds. So in 2 weeks, I found almost 100 or almost 200 rounds of 22. 192 rounds total. Sorry, my math. Montana Public Education. 192 rounds total for 22 in 2 weeks. So that's pretty cool. Those are my range finds for this week. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching this edition of Not So Remote Alaska. And until next time, may God bless and keep each and every one of you. And with that, I am out.